Nós estamos aqui entrevistando Peter Thayer, que é diretor sênior da divisão de produtos de armazenamento da EMC. Peter, quais são as estratégias da EMC para esse mercado de armazenamento de informações no chamado mid-tier ou Tier 2, que é essa camada intermediária de volume de dados?
Well, there's actually a number of strategies. First of all, we are, focused on continuing to sort of innovate and deliver, leading products in the markets we serve, which is the SAN marketplace, the NAS marketplace, and the archive marketplace. So we have three platforms and so each of those is a leader in the market it serves. But over time, what we're starting to see is this notion of convergence, where customers want a single management interface, or customers want a single way to move data between one platform and the other. So there's a lot of focus on converging, making similar management interfaces and things like that to make it simpler for customers to use all of our platforms together. Mm-hmm. The other probably big strategy or trend in the marketplace has to do with virtualization. And as customers virtualize their servers, they have more unique requirements for shared storage, consolidated storage, and the ability to manage both the storage and the servers, the virtualized servers, in a single meaningful way. So we spend a lot of time developing strategies for making our storage work well in a virtual environment, a virtual server environment.
E vocês estão obtendo bons resultados com essa estratégia?
We're actually the #1 storage platform for VMware, as you shouldn't be surprised to hear that, and that business is growing very, very fast. So.
E quais são os competidores mais fortes da EMC nesse segmento específico?
It sort of depends on the market, but in general, in the traditional SAN marketplace, HP. In the NAS marketplace, probably NetApp. And then there's a lot of Tier 2 storage providers who are trying to, displace us with a specific feature or capability. But again, as I said, we are certainly in the SAN marketplace. We're number one market share easily. Yeah, our Solera product is growing double digits year over year. So again, we're where we compete with NetApp, we're obviously doing quite well. We have some very powerful partners like Dell who help us resell our equipment. Again, give us access to markets, give us a broad channel and pretty significant volume. So again, we feel like we're very, very well positioned in all the markets that we serve.
E a EMC foi pioneira nesse nicho de mercado?
Absolutely. Actually, if you go way back, the company was originally focused on the high end of the marketplace, and of course still has a major focus there with our Symmetrix product line. The mid-range product, the hardware platforms that we know today as Clarion, was actually came from an acquisition of a company called Data General. 10 yeah.
Right.
So
I use that computer.
There you go. Many of the engineering team, the Clarion engineering team, all came as part of that acquisition. Most of the management team. So again, but that product has evolved over time, over multiple generations, 4 or 5 generations since that time, and it's continued to innovate and provide really the platform for all of our growth in the mid-range marketplace. One other area that's particularly important, I think, from a strategy standpoint, is the recognition that we need more and more of our business needs to come from international markets. Yeah. So we've had a lot of focus in terms of R&D offshore. So a lot of our development work is we actually have research facilities in Brazil, but as well as China, India, Egypt, Israel. So again, more and more international thinking to create more and more global products for more global markets.
E agora uma pergunta filosófica. Em termos dessa overdose de informações que está assolando as corporações, será que elas estão preparadas para lidar com esse excesso de informações?
The notion of data growth is one aspect of the problem. The other is just complexity, because it takes more systems, it takes more technologies to manage all of this data. So, we believe from an engineering perspective that one of the biggest challenges we have is reducing complexity, reducing complexity in the products that we make, reducing complexity in how easy it is or difficult it is for customers to consume our products and to integrate the products. So we spend a lot of time on ease of use in terms of engineering for integration with existing products, in terms of understanding our install base and the kinds of the features that they want and making them easy for them to consume those features. So, but it's very much a challenge with the data growth that we're.
E você tem alguma ideia do tamanho real desse mercado de armazenamento de informações no setor de mid-tier?
Well, it's a globally, it's probably, it's a multi-billion-dollar market, all told. So I'm just trying to do some back of the envelope math here. 30, 60, 80. I mean, it's probably a $20 billion market worldwide, and that's sort of in the sort of $8,000 to $10,000 to $50,000, $80,000 price range, $100,000 maybe. So it's a very big market, as you would expect, the EMC is the market share leader there. HP, IBM, NetApp are some of the other principal competitors that we have in that marketplace.
Em termos de Brasil, qual é a estratégia da EMC nesse setor?
One of the key strategies recently has been to open up manufacturing capability down there. So as a local manufacturer, a lot of the tax and tariff issues go away. So we can price our product much more competitively for the local market. We have focused on a couple of specific industries, oil and gas and other industries there where we know there's a huge demand for storage in general, and we have a unique capability and solutions there. So and we've continued to invest in international markets in general, in Brazil in particular, in a couple of new areas. For example, our iOmega consumer division has recently made significant investments in Brazil, specifically in retail stores, as well as in sort of focused on the small business marketplace there. So again, it's an area where because the economy is still, relatively speaking, in pretty good shape, it's an area where we think there's a lot of upside potential.
Ok, muito obrigado pela entrevista.
Good.
For your kindness.
I hope it was useful.
Oh, sure it is. Thank you.